Okay, so for pelvic tilt, you're gonna be set up, feet flat on the ground, hips on the ground, back on the ground. Most of you guys should notice that there's a lot of space in your low back here. You're able to fit your hand securely underneath. In the pelvic tilt, all you're doing is contracting your abs and pulling your low back into the ground so it's flat. And when you do that, you can't fit your hand underneath, so that's how you know you're doing it correctly. And all you need to do is hold it for 3 seconds and relax. Or the other variation is to hold it for 30 seconds. And that's it. Okay, so glute bridge is going to be the secondary exercise off your pelvic tilt. So setup is the same. You're gonna press your low back down into the ground. And then once you do that, then you go up into your glute bridge. And you're gonna hold for 30 seconds. While you're up here, it's important to notice that at some point I'm starting to sag down. You wanna make sure you fight and force yourself up as far as possible. The other thing is that my feet are still flat on the ground. You don't want to have your feet up. That involves your hamstrings a little bit more, and for the purpose of this exercise, we want it to focus solely on your glutes. And then when you're done, come back down. If you're doing it in a set pair for longer reps, you'll notice that your low back probably is not flat. So readjust yourself and then come back up. Okay, so for the couch stretch, you can put a pillow down on the ground, so this way your knee is not directly on a hardwood floor or carpet. And it's exactly what it's called. It's for your hip flexors and your quadriceps. You're gonna put your back leg here, you're gonna get into a lunge all the way down. You're gonna push forward with your hip, and you bring your arm up and over. And you should feel it from here all the way down. And you're gonna hold it for about 20 seconds. And then when you wanna relax and come out of it, lean yourself back so that you don't pull your quad, and stand up like a lunge.
Yeah.
So for the next one, the iron cross, you're gonna have your arms out like a T formation, and you're just bringing your leg up and over, holding for 3 seconds, and then rotating back. You wanna do 10 on each side. When you're here, you wanna have your head facing the opposite way, and this leg needs to be straight. So as you go through it, this leg will start to bend and move. You wanna make sure that this leg is straight, toe pointed out, and you're coming back.
Ready.
Okay, so scorpion is just iron across, except it's flipped so that you're on your stomach. So you're gonna get into a comfortable position on the ground, arms out wide, and you're just bringing your opposite ankle to your opposite wrist, and you're facing the opposite way. And you'll notice that all through your lower body and your low back as you go through the exercise. Should feel pretty tight in your hip flexors when you start. You want to try and get your ankle as close to your wrist as possible. For a lot of you guys, you'll probably be the same distance I am, because we all have the similar issue of having tight low backs and lower extremities.
Yeah, go.
Okay. So this is a 1 minute squat hold. So most of you guys think that you can only get to about 90 in your squats, but you can actually go a lot lower. So the whole point of this exercise is have something to hold on to. You're gonna squat down as low as you can with your heels flat and your toes on the ground. You might need to use a support beam for the start, and you're just holding upright for a minute. As you do it, you can try to get your legs closer and closer together. As you start to get better mobility, you want to hold on to the wall as little as possible. So it's just a guide to keep you and the rest of your body's doing the work.
Ready.
Okay. So bird dogs, opposite arm, opposite leg, and the goal is for stability. So you're going to be here, holding out. When you get your leg all the way extended, you want to squeeze your glute. The one thing that you guys want to be careful of is not pulling your hip open while you're doing it. If you have a foam roller or a pillow, putting it on your low back to keep yourself from hiking your hip is the most appropriate way to help yourself keep your hip down during this exercise. And it's just a 3 second hold, and then you're going to switch for each rep.
Go.
Okay, so you're going to get yourself into a comfortable position on the floor, sitting in crisscross applesauce style, or in yoga they would call meditation pose. So you're just going to be here and you're just sitting upright. You don't want to be hunched over. You don't want to be leaning back. You're just sitting upright, holding your back straight, tightening your core, and breathing. And you do that for about 5 minutes. At some point, it's going to start to feel like your back is on fire. You should set a timer, throw your phone on the couch away from you so you don't look at it, and just breathe through the 5 minutes. Your back's not going to break, I promise. And when you're done, you should feel a lot stronger.